Hi guys, welcome back. Mariana here. Okay, so I'm back for the tutorial on the coffee cup pincushion. Now I did do a tutorial on it last night or yesterday and it took me that many takes. But you know what? Out of all of it, I was not in camera view. I was off camera. So this is what I ended up making, thinking the whole time I was actually, you know, creating it on camera. And I wasn't. So what I did do with this one, I made it so that the top bit here where the cushioning is a lot deeper for my longer stick pins, stock pins. If you can see here, I'm not sure if you can notice it on camera, this one is a little bit taller than this one. Now, the left one here is probably suitable for smaller pins, and this one would be suitable for bigger pins, okay? You don't want to have it too small like this, otherwise you'll be stabbing your stick pins through the lid, and that's what you want to avoid. Okay, but nonetheless, I had a lot of fun making this one. So on to the third one. I will eventually get there. Okay, so this is my template that I, not my template, my cutout that I've done for my cameo. And it's just your coffee cup here. Now, if you look online, you can get templates on there. Or if you've got a Cricut, I'm not sure if they've got coffee cups on there. But nonetheless, if you've got one at home, just make sure it has got a flat lid though, guys. And it doesn't, this one's got a gap in between, if you can see it just in there, which I absolutely love, because then it gives me more room to be able to put lace around the edge here. And then that way I can actually get it in on top of the coffee cup itself. You don't want the lid to be too secure where it just clicks on, okay? Now, I'm looking at this and it kind of does look like it's a big circle. Just trying to find my ruler, guys. We can't. Okay, let's see. So my lid would measure just, oh, let's see, we'll move it back, just over 3.5 inches. Okay, that's how big my lid is. Right, let's get started. And it's quite, you know, it almost reminds me, you know, and you know what you can do too, guys? Oh, I should have told you this earlier. You can do it from an ice cream container too. You know how you guys get the little ice cream containers? Give it a good wash out, obviously, and stuff like that. Make sure it's completely dry. And I would probably, I'd put designer paper on as well. But I'm not sure how tight the lids are on top. You know how they've got the roll down lids? I'd probably be more likely to cut that off, because I'm guessing that's what the suction is to keep that lid on. So you can try it with that ice cream container. Now, a while back you guys would have seen that I did create a pincushion box for Janet. And I did just decorate the box itself. But what I might do is I might actually come up with a pattern so that everybody can make it from scratch, rather than, you know, you trying to find a box and what have you. So let me work on that. I've got other projects at the moment, but I'll work on it shortly, I think. Yeah. All right, let's get started on this lid. So we're just going to cover the lid. Now what you're going to need is some loose wadding, okay? Now, and I've just got some, this is the one I started off with. I've just got some fabric here. It's just some cotton. I get mine from Spotlight over this side. Excuse me, my throat is a bit sore today. I think it was from all the talking yesterday. All right, so this wadding here, I just got from this pillow. I mean, you know, it was a couple of bucks, so not too expensive. If you do get the compressed wadding, it comes in like a roll. You will need a few sheets of it, but and like you'd have to stack it on top of each other. So just bear in mind that that probably won't work as well on this coffee cup pin cushion. You're going to need something loose like this. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, and hopefully I am in frame because I don't want to be out of frame. Okay, now for this bit I like to use my 450 glue just to secure it in place. Okay, so I've just got it to the side of me for when I need it, and then all you're going to do is parcel it up, and that's what I've done. Okay, I'm just going to put a bit of hot glue on this side, and my glue gun isn't working too well. I think it's at the end of its time. Oh, come on. Okay, and just do it, you know, in a circular motion, and hopefully you get your parcel right. Okay, now this one is not going to be as big as the other one. Okay, let me see. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it so that the glue, I might actually get a bit more wadding, just so that I can, you know, make it a bit taller as well. So I should have probably gotten a bit more fabric. Okay, so you can see I've got a fair whack there. Alright, and my camera will probably cut out, but I will keep on going and filming in sections. So once it cuts out, I will be calling it part 2, part 3, and what have you. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a bit of this off. Excuse the ripping. It's probably going to be loud on camera too, so okay. And for this, you really don't need to have it, you know, straight or anything. You can be rustic with it. If you've got offcuts of fabric, that'll be fine. You'll be putting lace on it, as long as it's kind of either pink, white, or the cream. The cream's good if you're going to be using cream lace, and the white is good if you're going to be using white lace as well. So I'm just going to wrap it, trying to get it so that it is sort of in a circular motion. Now everybody has their own way of doing this. You can certainly scrunch it up underneath, and so grab it like this and then twist, okay, and then twist it to make it a circular shape. So actually that's what I might do. I'm just going to grab my 450 glue to take that down with. Oh, been running out of this glue. I've been using it like there's no tomorrow. And it dries out really fast if you don't keep your lid closed as well. So that's the only other downside to it. And I'm not going to be able to get any out. Okay. It's taking its time. Right, hot glue it is. Now hot glue is easier and faster, but sometimes I really like to use the good strong adhesive stuff because, ouch, okay, warning, hot glue is hot. I like to use the 450 because it is a lot more grip to it, and it will last longer as well. Although, having said that, if you go to a hardware store, you could probably get a good hot glue, which would hold anyway. So I'm just gonna, don't want to burn myself. Done that yesterday, I swear I've got no fingerprints left, guys. Alright, so I'm going to try and keep it in camera view. Alright, so it's just like a little parcel here. Alright, and that's what I want. Because what's going to happen is when you put it down on your lid, you're going to sculpt it and mould it so that it actually sits on there nicely. Now, I wasn't too worried about the rough edges. I'm not too worried about the rough edges because you actually cover it up Okay, so you don't really see them. Right, now let's see if I can get my 450 on the base. Okay, so this is my base here, which I'm going to be adhering the actual, sorry, I'm just looking for it, the actual pin cushion. And you want to make sure it actually comes out. Mine's been exposed to the air for a lot, and that's why it's hard to get out. Like I said, 450 glue is great for this. It doesn't, there's no overpowering smell like the E6000. If you, I wouldn't recommend the E6000 on this. That's basically for metals, but if you're using it, make sure it's a well ventilated area too. Okay, so I've got a bit on there, and then I'll just go on with the glue, the hot glue as well. Now I've got to push my hot glue stick down because my hot glue gun is probably at the end of its time at the moment. So okay, so push that down and see how it's overhanging. I'm not too bothered because what I'll do is I'll go in and tuck everything in with my hot glue gun. Okay, so make sure that I'm on camera here. And squash it down because you want it to reach the edge of your lid as well. And you will get gaps. If you're pedantic in it and wanting it perfect, then you know, you guys take your time. I am doing this on camera, so I don't want you guys to listen to me rambling on. Okay. Looks like a chef's hat. That's what I said last night. Looks like a chef's hat. You know, chef from, is that the cook from the Muppets? Okay. You guys should know my warped sense of humour by now. Alright. Oh, in yesterday's video, sorry to disappoint guys, there was a comedy of errors on there. Oh my gosh. I was laughing watching the playback. Okay, that burns. Now, if there is overhang, like I said, I'm not too worried about it because I know that I'll be covering it up with lace, just as long as I've got the edges sealed down, and you won't see this side of things anyway. And there's a pleat. And there's a big gap there, so I want to be sealing the gaps along the side. Okay. Like I said, it's pretty rustic. You guys will be taking your time. Extra. Okay. Now, before I do this, I usually cover it in lace. Okay. Before you seal this bit down to the lid, cover it over in lace. Now, I would recommend a flat lace like this to go over the top of it. Now, you can do it now, and stretch it around, that's fine. But I like the look of the way that I'd done the lace in the previous one, the one that I made yesterday. Simply because it looked like a crown as I was making it, and it looked really cute. So I'm going to show you how I've done that one. Okay. Bit more here and then I'm done. Alright, so that's it there. Alrighty, just make sure your wadding's evenly distributed throughout your pincushion. Okay, so I'm going to get some of my lace here. Make sure that it goes all the way around. It doesn't because I've used it all up. Oh, just. Okay. Now, because my lace here has got, if you can see it here, it's got a flat edge and then it's got your pattern up the top here, all right? So this flat edge I'm going to run along here, all right, along your lip here. So I've got to figure out, I want to stick it, all right. So you want this edge here facing up on the cushion, okay? Now you'll see what I mean. You'll think, oh, what the heck is she doing? Okay, but you'll see what I mean when I get to it. I've got to work fast with hot glue too, guys. So if you can see that, I'm trying to get it in camera view. Yeah, trying to figure out which side is the good side. All right. Okay, on here. Now just line it up with the edge of that, the lid. Okay, now I'm just going to flick it back. Now you guys use whatever glue you think is right for you, that works for you. Like I said, I'm using this hot glue for the purpose of this. So what I might do, I've got to go out and get some fabric this week as well. So, and the kids are back at school, so I'll be able to do, talk proper English, a tutorial on that box one. We'll start from scratch, and I've got to get some chipboard. You'll need some chipboard too, guys, because we're going to need it to be sturdy. So I'm just giving you a heads up. I use 0.08 of a mil of chipboard. It's a lot easier for it to work with as far as bending when you're using it on with cardstock. If you use a really thick one, it's more likely to tear your cardstock when you're folding it over, especially like on mini albums, how you have the spine. Excuse me. It's more likely to tear in those sections. Okay. Ooh. Just going around. Now I'm not going to speed this video up, guys. I think it's just, you know, you guys get to see it from where to go, and you can skip through it as well if you know, if that's what you want to do. Totally up to you. And just make sure you've got plenty of glue sticks on hand, because you do oh my gosh, you do go through a fair whack of glue sticks. Goo, yep. Oh well, at least you guys will get a good laugh out of this. Like I said, I think yesterday's video was much better. Oh my gosh, I tell you. It's always fun and games, and I like to not edit those kind of things out, because, you know, I like people to see, you know, this isn't just a mechanical person who gets everything right. I'm far from perfect, and I do make mistakes in my albums as well, you know what I mean, but it's good to, you know, have a good laugh as well and not be serious all the time. Okay, I'm just going to overlap a little bit over here as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut it. Ouch. Okay, that hurt. Alrighty. I'm just, sorry guys, I'm hoping I'm not too much off camera. I'm just going to cut it. If I can get it to sit straight, or sit still for that matter, I'll be okay. And you probably need a smoother surface scissors than the Timmy Holtz ones, because they're kind of like a rough edge on them. You need something that's going to cut your lace a lot smoother. Okay. So you want to make sure that your join is really glued down. Alright, so I've got my edge like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold in. Now, I'm not too worried about the exposure, and this is probably a bigger cushion than the last one, so they seem to be getting bigger. I'm not too worried about the centre bit being exposed because I will be putting decoration on top. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I will just take this in. Like I said, you guys do it your way, because I didn't put my lace on beforehand, and I did make the mistake yesterday of doing that, and it really worked out nicely, so I was really happy with the way it came out. So I don't mind having those little peaks in my pin cushion, because it kind of, as you go around, it reminds me of a crown, so I'm really not too concerned about that. And besides, by the time you decorate it, ouch, remember guys, don't put the hot glue on your finger. Attach it to your project, not your finger. See, that's what happens when I turn away to see if I'm filming in shots. I glue my finger. Oh my gosh. Okay. See, so as I'm going along, I'm just feeding it, and ouch, I got my nail again. Oh my gosh. Oh, that canes. Don't get it on your nail, it melts it. Me and glue guns, we just don't match, I'm telling you. I need silicone gloves, people. Okay, and I have got a silicone mat as well. The silicone mats are awesome for hot glue as well, because they just peel off. You don't have to pick it off or anything, and it won't tear your mat. I know the non-stick mats, you got to, you know, kind of pick it off and stuff, and I would just rather pull at it. Like, I mean, I'll just stick a glob there and just let it dry, and then I'll show you how easy it is for it to pull up. And you watch on camera, it's going to make a liar out of me. Okay, so nearly there, guys, nearly there. Alright, and then I'm just going to make sure that's stuck down there as well. And then one more peek here. Stick that down in there, stick that down in there. Hopefully I'm on camera. And then just go along the insides and stick everything that's not down with your glue, stick it down. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if you're not cleaning off your glue straight away off your project. After you're done, then you can go around and clean it off then. Okay, so I'm kind of happy. I'm happy with that. Kind of happy with it. Alright, so that's what the top of it looks like. And see what I mean? All I've done is moved it with my finger and it's come off. So I'm really happy with that, guys. I'm just going to grab my baby wipe just to get rid of that excess glue. There's nothing worse on the camera. Okay, so that's it there. It kind of does look like a crown, doesn't it? I wish I did have a bit more fabric though, because what I did do is make this one a lot bigger than my other one. So they're kind of getting bigger, guys. I don't know what's going on with me. So yeah, I'm going to have 3 different size pin cushions, but it's all good. And you know what? The other thing is too, it's great for decorating your craft room as well. You don't necessarily need to have them as pin cushions. You can have them, you know, to decorate your craft room. So, no biggie. I think I will put this over the top here. Alright. So, all I've got is a little embroidered flower. And I'm just going to stick that on the top. And just make sure you your cushion is relatively, you know, even all over. That's what you want to make sure of. I'm just going to stick glue on this flower. Okay, just to get it started. I know I can pick it up from this side. Ooh, 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 ooh. Work fast, work fast. Okay, there we go. And whilst you might not see that, you'll have a nice edge around the sides here. So I'm just going to come over here, and hopefully I'm in camera view. Sorry, yes I am. I think I've worked it out, people. Alright, I'm going to need another glue stick. Ugh. So if you guys have got a good glue gun that you're using, please let me know, because I mean, this is a Sure Bonder and it sure bonds to itself. Yeah, so I like ones with a thin nozzle. We've got them here in Oz, and they're not a very, they're a real thick nozzle. I like the thin ones for intricate gluing. Okay. Right, so I'm happy with that. Like I said, you could still move the wadding around on the inside. Alrighty. Sounds like I'm doing a dough. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, I won't do the top just yet because I do want to put some trim along the bottom edge here. And I am going to go with my pearl trim, my drop trim, because I really like the look of it. So, like I said, we will have layers on here. And you can have as many layers as you like. I've used the same lace on this one here. Then I've put my trim, which is attached to a ribbon, and then another lace on top as well. I like to layer it. It gives it a bit of sturdiness. This one here, all I did do was just layer the trim. I had a different lace, and this lace here I did cover first before I stuck it down to my lid. Okay, and then I added this trim here, and it's on the ribbon, and then I put my lace on top, so it's still sturdy, but it hasn't got as much. It's only got 2 layers on there as opposed to 3. So once again, guys, individual choice. Now, here's my trim here. I'm just going to make sure it's the right way. And what I do is I just take a couple of the end bits off. I'm going to trim that off, guys. And keep the excess bits that you got too. Like these bits here, I'll use them in stick pins. So I just wanted to even that up and not have any fabric, like string pulls, stringy bits hanging off. Okay, like here we've got the excess string, so you just got to be careful because the ribbon is actually fraying. Okay, let me find a good bit, guys. This won't go to waste. Excuse me, I will use it in other projects. So all I'm going to do is I want to cut off these little pearl bits here. Okay, I want a clean edge on this, so I'm just going to fold it back on itself. Alright, so I'll glue it. Oh, come back. I'll glue it and fold it back on itself. Okay. If I show you here, just a double glue there, and try not to burn yourself, and then fold back. Alright. And I'll just trim this bit here, and then I'm ready to glue it down. Alright, to my project. Now it doesn't matter where you start. I'm just going to have mine hanging as close as possible to the edge. You could have yours higher up if you wanted to, or centre it. Okay, if you've got long enough pearls. If you have it high enough, I'm wondering, oh yeah, that still sits alright, but I like mine on the edge, so I will just, I'm just trying to find the seam and see if I can get it started. Right. Just on this side, and I'll go around like I did the lace as well. Okay, I'm just gonna get another glue stick in here. It's not going to work, but okay. Just make sure you've got your trim the right way as well. You don't want to be gluing it upside down or anything. Yes, I'm a left-hander, so I make things difficult for myself. And I'm not too bothered about the glue strings at the moment. Like I said, we'll fix that up in time. Okay. And once you get it going, you can pull it back and then bring it down as you go around. Just make sure you don't glue your pearls down. Okay. Oh. Be wary of glue sticks lying around. Trying to get it so you guys can get a better look at it without having my hand in the way all the time. And I'd be putting extra, I put extra on there just so that, if I do it this way, I wonder if it's probably the wool. Extra on there just so that it does hold, and I'd probably be more inclined, like I said, I normally use 450 around this area here, and I'd be more inclined to do it the width of the ribbon as well. Just make sure it's all even done, and press it down as you go along as well, because we want that to be secure. Don't want it hanging over, right over the edge. So just check, make sure that you are lining it up. Excuse me. Like I said, you don't want to have any overhang on your coffee cup lid. Otherwise it might actually interfere with it closing as well. Okay, and I'm nearly at the edge here. Alright, so what I'm going to do... Sorry guys, it actually cut out, so I haven't gone any further. I've just gotten to this point where I'm going to cut off the excess pearl trim and then fold it back on itself again just to give it a cleaner edge. So I don't need that anymore. And then what I will do is just cut, let me see, a couple of strands of the pearls off. And do like I did the last time. Okay, I've just got a container next to me with the pearls that go inside that I haven't used. I'll put them in there. Okay, if you can see that, I'll just, and then glue that down. And then we've got that finish there. Okay. So that's our lid. Okay, I haven't finished it yet, we're still decorating it. Alright, so I'm going to go in with another trim. And let's see, I'm trying to see which one would look best. I don't want to go around with, no. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for some trim that I want to use, and I think I might use this one. Can't find the other one that I was using. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing, only with this one I'm going to have my scallops facing upwards, okay, because I want it to sit flush against my trim. I might actually find something with more deeper, a deeper scallop that will go around the edges. I wonder what this would look like. Oh, that's nice. That'll fit nicely, but then I have to put another trim in the middle of it. Let me see. See, that'll go nicely, but then I would have to stick another trim around on the inside of it as well, and that's what I want to avoid. So if you can see it like that. Ah, here we go. Oh no, probably won't be enough to go around. Just, alright, this is the one that I'm going to use. Okay, this one here. And I want to make sure it's the right way around. It's hard to tell sometimes with this lace, and I love my lace. Alright, okay, that's the back. Okay, so once again, I'm going to start it off here and then just feed it so that it goes around. Alright. Make sure I've got good coverage. Now, you can go back and glue these down as well. I'm just going to glue it down so that it's on the ribbon and on this part first. Okay. And I think it'll have to be a few parts as well. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through this without it stopping again. Just make sure you have another glue stick handy as well. So I'm just going to feed that glue stick through. Much better. Okay. Just going to stick it down. Right. And this is a good way to get rid of your scraps too, of your lace, so that you're not wasting it. And so, I mean, it's a shame to waste such beautiful lace. So you want to make sure that these beads are hanging down. You don't want them to be caught underneath your lace. It's such a shame to waste, you know, beautiful lace. This lace, oh my gosh, I can't remember where I got this from. A lot of the times I get my really pretty lace from Spotlight here in Australia. Just do be wary though, it is quite expensive per metre, unless they've got a sale on. And if you're willing to wait, you can get a lot of lace online as well. Like I said, everybody makes these differently. There's no right or wrong way, guys. It's just what you feel comfortable with. Right. I'm just going to put that back because I don't really use it. Now, I should be in frame. Okay, I'm coming up to the last little bit here. Make sure that this side is completely sealed. Okay. And then you can cut it off and then seal it completely as well. Make sure you don't cut off your pearls. Sorry guys, it's probably awkward angle there. And thank goodness we've gotten cooler weather, I'm telling you. I'm so over the heat. We really haven't had, you know, really bad heat. Thank goodness for that, because I tell you what, we're getting a lot more humidity as opposed to, you know, your heat. And I think that's the killer. Alright, I'm just going to wipe down my mat. Okay. So this is the point that we're up to now. We've done this. So all I'm going to do now is I want to put, if I can find this, I want to put some of these rosettes on top. Now I get these trims from Suafua, and she's on Etsy. Lovely seller. I just, yeah, never had any problems with her, and I love these trims, and she's a reasonable price, although I'd bought so much that I haven't bought from her in a long time, to be quite honest, because I do buy it in bulk when I see something that I like to have it, because I know I'll get use out of these. So I'm just trimming off the mesh bits as well. Now the other thing is, if I can find it, oh, there is it. Oh, that's right. Gina, who is Scrapinology here on this channel, had sent me a lovely package of goodies, and she sent these little trim things in it, little beads and pearls or whatever. And so there was 2 of them, so I cut the ribbon bit in half and I glued it down onto here, and that's what I'll do with this as well. And I'll just use it as a centre, and that's what I love. If you can find something to stick in the centre of it, and you can use a flower like I did on my original one, no big deal. If you've got jewellery out there that you're not using, and you know, if it's costume jewellery and you're not using it, you can always cut it apart and use it in your projects, guys. Don't waste it, don't throw it out. We can always make use for it. Alright, that's that there. Excuse me. And I knew that sneeze was going to come. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some ribbon to put under it. Now, I was going to do some pearl sprays, but as I've done on both of these, it just finishes it off, and it does, oh my gosh, I'm throwing it around. It does look really pretty. I haven't got any pearl sprays, so what I am going to do is use some of my pearl trim, and I know that I'm going to be using ribbon underneath this and some lace. Actually, you know what? Oh yes, I will, because it is so tall in height. So I'm just going to grab some of my lace here, which I've got on a card, and then I'm just going to tie a bow from it. If you've got sheer ribbon, that'll look really pretty on it, but I figured it's a lace project, so why not use it. Now, I'm not too bothered which, you know, the scallop's probably upside down and stuff. That doesn't bother me. It just adds character to it. Okay, so that'll go underneath. And then I might add a bit of pink to it as well. And I did have some gorgeous seam binding. Just trying to see if I can get this off and then show you guys. Oh. It sticks on there. Sorry guys, I'm trying to, there was one that I used and I wanted to dismantle it so that I can use it again, but it's not going to work out that way. Nothing new. Well, let's see. No. Okay, we shall move on. Let me see, let me see, let me see. I did have some nice pink lace here, which I could probably use. And hopefully it'll work out the same. Oh, you know what? I'll try this one. Probably won't work because it is too thick. I'll have that facing down. No, it might be a bit too thick. Okay, so we're not going to use that. I will use my pink ribbon here. Alright. This one won't matter as much because it'll face out the right way. Because there is no edge on it or anything, it's just straight. So, and you can use seam binding. I've just happened to run out on mine. Okay, so I'm just going to snip it off. Get a nice fishtail look at the end. I'm just doing this roughly for now because when I stick it down, I'll be able to see how much room I've got left or how much is hanging over, and then I can adjust it accordingly. Right. Now you don't need to have the pink going through it. You guys can, like I said, make it your own colours. I like it with the pink. That's personal preference. Okay, so I'm just going to add a bit of glue. Flip it over to the back of this. Okay, I really want it to stick down, hence why I put so much on there. And then I'm just going to centre it. Actually, you know what? I really like this side. Do I like that side? Okay, I'm happy with it here. Right, then I'm just going to stick some glue there. And then I'm going to layer the other bow on top. Now you don't need to layer the bows, you can, you know, tie them up together or what have you as well. And then I'm going to layer this on top. You want a lot of glue on this flower on the back of it because you want it to seal the ribbon as well. Now I'm not going right to the edges because I want to be able to tuck my pearl strings underneath as well. Okay. And then once you've tucked your pearl strings, then you can seal everything to the side. Okay. If you've got the sprays, it's a lot easier to work with. If not, then you know, this, you can use this or anything actually that really, you know, dangles down will look really cute on there. So I will get, I'm just going to cut from this end. Let's see. And cut them at different sizes. Don't have them all one length because it does add, you know, to the character of it. I might do 1, 2. I might have another one. I might do 4 per side. Okay. Or if you do them one length, then cut them afterwards. Okay. So